Hey everybody, welcome back to Podcast in the Bathroom because my kids are sleeping. On today's episode, I'm going to be telling you why I left my career to become a mom. And this is something a lot of people are referring to as trad moms or trad wives. I don't know, there's some new trend on TikTok that people are following. But this is something that's my own personal story, so I don't know if people are going to relate to it or not. But here we go. So I want to provide some background context to this before I start. I have been working since I've been in my O levels, which is I think you're 16 years old when you're giving your O levels, right? So every time that I had an off period in my life where like June, July is usually like summer vacations, my mom would tell us go do an internship, go do something, don't sit at home, don't sit at home, don't be useless. So I've been working since then, and I've had a working mother since I was quite young, and my mom's somebody who works as well. So I've had a really good role model as a working mother. I have a master's degree in education, so it's not like I'm sitting there with the just my bachelor's. I have a master's degree. I have worked in really good schools of Karachi. But yeah, so this is like I'm just going to provide like a background of the career or the kind of career that I've been through. I worked in some of the top schools of Karachi and in very high leadership positions, which at my age I feel like it's pretty cool. I was having the time of my life. And then I got married, and it was my decision where I said, you know what, now I want kids. After a couple of years of marriage, I decided I wanted kids. And this is something I discussed with my husband, and we were both on board with this situation. So this is like I'm providing like background context. So yeah, that's where I was at, and I was like, now I want kids. But I was 110% sure that the day I have kids is the day I'm gonna stop working. And I know a lot of women who are like super women. It's like including my mom. By the way, I'm not hating on career moms, just letting you guys know, including my mom. They have managed the house and their kids at the same time. For me, I feel like I'm not mentally in that place where I can manage my house, my kids, my husband, and my career. I personally cannot. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not the kind of person who can do all of that. In fact, I will mess up my own mental health if I think I have a career. And there were times in the middle also when I just had one kid, where I did apply for like several jobs, and every time I would get them, I would be so scared, and I got accepted for like I think two or three of them, and every time I'd get accepted, I would back out, which is a really bad thing to do, but I would back out because I would be like really scared. So I started giving tuitions at home. And when I was giving those tuitions, I was such a bad mom because I would just take out my anger and my frustration on my little kid who was none the wiser. But she didn't even know. Like, I feel so bad for her because I just got frustrated with the kids I was teaching or any work that I was doing. And I kept doing these random projects of mine. I would do some, finish the assignments for people, and different things I would just keep on doing while I had my first kid. So I thought this was a very good use of my time, but I feel like now when I'm looking back at it, it was a mess of my own mental health. If you cannot manage your kids and your career at the same time, don't do that career. You can wait, career can wait, education, sorry, your kids cannot wait. They are experiencing life, they are going through that. They will be little for just a little while, right? They will grow up, and after that you'll have a lot of time on your hands. You can have a career, you can do a job if you want to, you can do whatever you want. But I feel like when your kids are little, you are responsible for 100% of everything that they are doing, right? In fact, okay, and this is something that I have truly thought of, and I know it's very messed up, but this is the way I think, so I'm going to explain this. Whenever you see a serial killer, whenever people catch a serial killer, you will see those serial killer documentaries, you always see that they go like, they were abused when they were a little kid or whatever. Basically, everything that person is has been formulated in the first 5 years of life, and this has been proven time and time again, with psychology, with sociology, with religion and everything, it has been proven that your first 5 to 7 years, the amount of years is debated, but the first couple of years of life is very important, because that is a crucial age of life when your personality is formed. And I feel like, and this is something I personally feel, it's not going to be like I'm judging people for it, but I feel like if you are choosing to bring a human being into this world, you should also be there in the formative years to form that personality for them, to help form it. Not obviously form it, but to help form it. Because at some point in life, you don't want that kid to turn out to be like a really shitty person. You don't want them to go to society to be a bully, or to be a rude or a mean person, or somebody who hates people, or somebody who lies to other people, right? You don't want that. You don't want your kid to turn into a shitty person. And at the end of the day, the parents, I'm not just saying the mother, I'm saying both the parents are responsible for formulating the personality of that child. And you are responsible for bringing another human being into this world. So when you sit there, and when I personally feel like, if I have a career, I won't be able to fix my child. I won't be able to give them a good childhood, help them form a good personality. It's something I won't be able to do personally. But I do know a lot of moms who are really good career moms. They're having a career, they're helping their family, they have beautiful kids, wonderful personalities, but that's them, right? Each and every person in this world is different. Just like, kids are different, adults are different, we're all different from each other. And this is something that was my personality. Even though I was educated, I was career driven at that point in my life. My mother was a career person. I've had role models who are always proper careers. I've always been, my entire family has been somebody who's like, no, go do work and do something. I've always had that base. So it's not like I never had the opportunity or never had the base, but I had all that. And I still chose to stay at home and become a mom, because I felt like it's important for me to be there to raise social members of the world, right? Anyways, thanks for listening. That was a lot of rambling and a lot of explaining. Again, I'm going to put this disclaimer in this video. I am not judging any mom out there who has a career and is managing their kids. If you're able to do that, oh my god, I'm like praising you like 100%. I'm like, you are so cool. But if you're like me and you're somebody who's maybe has a master's degree, was going up the career ladder, don't feel guilty. It's fine. You don't have to have a career to enjoy your life. Being a mom is pretty tough already. It's a full-time job, and I totally understand it. Anyways, thanks for listening to Podcast in the Bathroom, because my kids are sleeping. See you next time. Bye.